Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Sports News Flash at 12 with your weekend sports anchor, Miguel Mike Medina. So, one of the trending stories of the week is the NFL draft. Shedeur Sanders. Things didn't quite turn out so well for him because he wanted to go in the first round and that didn't happen. A lot of teams passed on him. But there was one team that took a chance on him, and that's the Cleveland Browns. So Shedeur Sanders, he finally got selected in the fifth round of this year's draft by the Cleveland Browns. The Browns traded up to pick number 144 overall to get the quarterback from Colorado. The Browns, they sent picks number 166 and 192 overall to Seattle for the rights of the selection. Many teams, they were concerned about Shedeur Sanders in terms of his lack of ability to release the ball quicker because Shedeur Sanders did get sacked a lot. And that's one of the things he has to work on. Release the ball faster, get out of the pocket faster. Or no, or I should say stay in the pocket but release the ball faster. So there's still a lot of aspects of his game that he needs to improve. So, and also, there were, according to what I've been reading, there were also concerns about his off field distractions. Shedeur Sanders was the son of Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is the only coach he's ever had. He coached him in high school and college. So Shedeur Sanders doesn't have that experience of dealing with another head coach aside from his dad. So a lot of teams also fear that the influence of Deion Sanders might rub off on Shedeur Sanders to a point where he could be a major distraction to the team, to the organization. Everything happens for a reason. Shedeur Sanders and the Sanders family might not feel that way, but him landing in Cleveland might be the best decision for him, and it could turn out to be a blessing in disguise because I feel that for a player of Shedeur Sanders' caliber, he needs to play somewhere where the media won't be too much on top of him. He needs to play somewhere where not too much pressure is on him, I should say. If you were to go somewhere like New York or LA or these top large market city, all eyes would have been on him. But to go somewhere like Cleveland where he could earn his stripe, he could bring success to that organization if he's willing to put in the work, if he's conduct himself in a professional manner. I'm not saying that he's not doing that, but obviously there are some things that he's been doing that it might not sit too well with teams, but I feel like this is a great opportunity for him to showcase his abilities, that he could lead a team to the promised land, that he could prove that all those teams that passed on him, they did a huge mistake. So he shouldn't talk so much. He should back it up with his play, with his work ethic. And he's going to have to, at some point, take situations into his own hands and not rely so much on what his father say or let his father get in the way of his success. I'm not saying that he's not that Deion is doing that, but he needs to be his own man, right? So because right now there's some people looking at him like, oh, this is nepotism. He is Deion Sanders' son. That's why he's in the position that he's in. I've seen Shedeur play. He can play. He's not an elite quarterback. I would say that he's far from that. But again, it all depends on his work ethic. How bad does he want it? Is winning bigger than him? Is the word winning bigger than him? That's something that we will find out as we see his career blossom. As for other teams, players, I like the Giants' third pick, which was Abdul Carter, defensive end out of Penn State. I feel that he's going to be an elite pass rusher in the NFL. I feel that he's going to thrive in the NFL, so I'm really looking forward to what he brings to the table. I'm a New York Giants fan, so I'm rooting for him to succeed. The Giants are going to have an elite defensive line in the future. I can feel it, I can see it, I can taste it, I can grab it. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from that defensive line. And then adding Abdul Carter there, I'm looking forward to the regular season because I feel like last season the Giants defense was better than the offense. Clearly, there's a lot more things they need to get done, a lot more pieces to fill in. But as long as the player stays healthy and they put in the work, let's see what happens. But I don't see the Giants winning the division or even making the playoffs because the NFC East is so tough, so competitive. The Philadelphia Eagles, they just won the Super Bowl. The Washington Redskins, no, I'm not going to say Commanders. They made it to the championship game with Jaden Daniels in his first year. The Dallas Cowboys, if they stay healthy, I think they will make the playoffs. So it's a very tight NFC East division. So right now, I see the Giants being last again. But again, they're slowly building blocks. Cam Ward, my guy Cam Ward, he was selected first overall pick by the Tennessee Titans. And I feel for him because I feel like he did not get enough coverage in the NFL draft. The one who took a lot of the shine away was Shedeur Sanders. And I felt that it was unfair. Cam Ward deserved a lot of attention. He is the first overall pick. But again, if you look at his interviews, Cam Ward is the type of person that he will find any sign, any message, anything to get him motivated. So coming to this Tennessee organization, he will be motivated and he's willing to prove a lot of people wrong because there's still a lot of doubters and naysayers that don't think that Cam Ward is all that. They don't think that he's a great quarterback. I appreciate what he did with the Miami Hurricanes, and I really do hope for the best that he does bring a lot of success to Tennessee because Tennessee really needs it. And this is a team that has taken a major nosedive in the last few years. So I really hope Cam Ward, I wish him the best. But again, he deserved so much better in terms of coverage at the NFL draft. I feel that the Baltimore Ravens did a good job this year's NFL draft. They did a good job. The Arizona Cardinals as well had a great draft. Buffalo Bills, solid. Carolina Panthers, solid. Dallas Cowboys, they did a good job in this year's draft. Green Bay Packers also did good, drafting several players. Jacksonville Jaguars as well, they did a good job in this year's draft. I like that they got Travis Hunter as the second overall. I feel day 1 and day 2 were their best days in this year's draft. So they have Travis Hunter. I like that they got linebacker Jack Kisser from Notre Dame. Good job. Kansas City Chiefs also did good as well. The Raiders did a good job as well. They got Ashton Genty, the running back out of Boise State, as the 6th overall pick. The Chargers, yes, of course, I can't forget the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, I mean, anywhere he goes, winning follows him. And the team did a very good job in this year's draft picks. They got running back Omarion Hampton from North Carolina, Trey Harris from Mississippi, the wide receiver, Jamari Caldwell from Oregon, tight end Oronde Gansden II out of Syracuse. I feel that day 1 and day 3 were some of their best day were some of the best days that in terms of drafting. But yeah, those are some of my thoughts of this year's NFL draft. Now off to the NBA. Friday night, guys, was a magnificent night for NBA playoffs. Indiana versus Milwaukee, game 3. Gary Trent Jr. I repeat it again. Gary Trent Jr., he could not miss. He had a lot of wide open looks, and he took advantage of those. He had 37 points. Giannis had 37 points. They combined for 74. That was just beautiful basketball that I saw from the Milwaukee Bucks. They won game 3. They're back in the series. Hopefully they win game 4 to make the series even much more interesting, because this Pacers and Bucks rivalry is just too exciting. 2 years in a row, they've played against each other in the first round. Indiana won last year. Milwaukee was banged up. But I feel that this year's Indiana team, they're much more better. They have more depth. They're much more sharper. Their playmaking, facilitating abilities is much better than last year. So, but if the Bucks win game 4, this is one of those series that I'm really rooting for to go to 7 games. That's how much I like this series, this rivalry. I feel that is under the radar. So that's what I want. I really hope that it happens. There was another game that was played on Friday that I felt that it was great. Let me take a look at it. Oh yes, Orlando Magic. Great game, great game. They are back in the series. They beat the Celtics on Friday by the score of, and Jason Tatum did play in this game. As you guys know, Jason Tatum, he's been bothered with a wrist injury, but he played. But this was a great game. Magic won 95-93. Celtics never quit. The Magic didn't quit. It was a great battle back and forth. Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, they put that team on their back. They're back in the series, and game 4 will be played. I don't know if it's today or Monday. Let me see. Well, I'll mention at the end of the show, but Magic, they won game 3, Bucks won game 3, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, they had an outstanding fourth quarter. Anthony Edwards made some big shots. Dante DiVincenzo made some big shots. Julius Randle, I like from what I'm seeing from him in this playoff series. I'm a guy that I don't trust Julius Randle in the playoffs, but so far, he is proving me wrong this year, and he had a good game against the Lakers. Timberwolves won 116-104. They lead the series 2-1. In terms of yesterday's game, I'm disappointed in Miami Heat. They're now down 0-3. They got dismantled, dominated at home by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Very, very, very disappointed in them. I didn't see no fight in them. Yeah, I did not expect Miami to go down 0-3. Yes, Cleveland is a much more superior team, much better team. But this Miami Heat team, they have a lot of heart. And this is a team that I feel that they should not go down 0-3. They should have won at least one of the 3 games, and now they're down 0-3 on the verge of getting swept. I do believe that they will win game 4, but this series is done in 5. So, but yes, very disappointing performance in game 3 by the Miami Heat. Denver versus the Clippers. Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's game-winning dunk at the buzzer saved the Denver Nuggets season. This series is tied. And the Nuggets almost blew this game because they had a comfortable lead and then the Clippers just battled back. But Aaron Gordon took advantage of Nikola Jokic. He tried to win it with a jump shot, but it landed in the hands of Aaron Gordon as he caught it for a dunk because it was going to be an air ball. Aaron Gordon was at the right place at the right time, and he delivered the game winner for the Nuggets at the buzzer. The basket counted, and now the series is tied. If the Nuggets do win the series, we will look back at that game, that moment, game 4, as the pivotal moment where momentum shifted. And that's another series. In my opinion, the Nuggets-Clippers series is the best series of the NBA playoffs. And that's a series that I would like to see to go to 7 games. So here are the games. Now that, because this tab is a little slow today, I don't know why. But we have 4 games for today, and it all begins at 1. Knicks versus Pistons. Great performance by the Knicks in game 3. Much more better ball movement in game 3. Knicks are looking to try to go up 3-1 as Detroit's trying to tie the series. So that game is at 1 today. Lakers and Timberwolves at 3:30. Celtics Magic at 7. And then Pacers versus Bucks at 9:30. And I'm going to wrap this up with some hockey because there's nothing like the Stanley Cup playoffs and that crowd. Nobody beats, in terms of crowd when it comes to the postseason, nobody does it better than hockey. I love you baseball, I love you football, I love you basketball, but no crowd tops hockey when it comes to the postseason. Tampa Bay Lightning, they are back in the series. They won 5-1 against Florida Panthers. The Vegas Golden Knights, they won in overtime to tie the series at 2. They won the game 4-3 over Minnesota Wild. Toronto Maple Leafs, they were aiming for a sweep, but Ottawa Senators, they live for another day. They won 4-3. Toronto has a chance to close it out at home for game 5. Colorado, they shut down Dallas Stars 4-0. The series is tied 2-2. Dallas versus Colorado has a chance to go to 7 games, and I feel that they will go to 7 games. The Devils are back in the series, so that's good. Game 3 of Washington Capitals, Montreal Canadiens. That was a magnificent game. That crowd in Montreal, oh my goodness. Unreal. I wish I could have been there. That was one of those games where I was like, oh man, I wish I would have been there to experience it. But I can only watch it through my TV screen. The same thing with game 3 between the Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers never quit, and that crowd was just electric. So those were 2 games that it would have been fun to be there to witness it. But here are today's games. We have a quadruple header also in hockey. Starting at 1, Winnipeg Jets versus St. Louis Blues. The Winnipeg Jets lead the series 2-1. Carolina versus New Jersey at 3:30. Washington versus Montreal 6:30. And the Kings versus Edmonton at 9:30. And that does it for this episode of Sports News Flash at 12. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this episode. Enjoy Sunday, guys. We have a lot of games today, so stay home if you have nothing to do today and enjoy these games, all right? Be safe, everyone, and may God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you guys next Sunday for a new episode of Sports News Flash at 12. Once again, you are blessed. You are loved by the man above, all right? His love is enough for all of us. Keep doing what you're doing. Never quit. There's always the light at the end of the tunnel. Once again, be safe, and may God bless each and every one of you.